we're here because of the sit-lie law and we're demonstrating against it. And so we're using the sidewalk as a space to demonstrate that it's our space, people's space. So we're putting drawings and slogans and things like that.
Basically, I'm adamantly opposed to the sit-lie law for some basic fundamental rights concerns. San Francisco is a city that's made up of predominantly homes that don't have a front porch or a backyard, and people are basically living in SROs or hotels or small studios. And basically what they're saying is it's illegal to sit or hang out in front of your own home.
Tiny, aka Lisa Gray Garcia, that's my slave name. I'm the comadre, one of the comadres and co-founder of Poor Magazine, Poor News Network, poverty scholar and welfare queen, that's small W, capital Q.
Awesome. So what are you guys doing for the sit-lie protests today?
Well, we're doing an action we call Art Back the Land. So we really love the Sidewalks Are for People action because the idea is to resist the idea that any public space is owned by anybody, and then in fact that it can be criminalized based on racist classist norms about who can sit and stand on them. Let's be real, if you're a yuppie sitting at a concert in Golden Gate Park, ain't no police is going to come by and give you a citation for sitting. But if you're a houseless elder with a mental disability and you're sitting on the sidewalk in a neighborhood where someone doesn't want you to be, you would be arrested and cited under this law.
We are sitting and lying on the land. I'm a native San Franciscan. I was born and raised in this neighborhood, and my family was gentrified out of here. And so for me, this is a very sacred space. I am third generation in this barrio. This is mi barrio, and I belong here. And it is so important that we have the right to sit out here, play music, do art, feel the community, be here with the folks, and not feel like we can't do this. Well, since when is it illegal to breathe and live and stand and walk and sit on public sidewalk? You tell me.
And why standing against the sit-lie law is important to you?
Well, I was going to have a yard sale. Got a lot of stuff to get rid of. It's always a lot of fun, meet a lot of neighbors, have a good time, get rid of stuff, make a little cash. Then my girlfriend noticed on Facebook the page about this absurd legislation that they're trying to propose, or they already proposed it. They're trying to get it in, and we're like, yeah, well, we'll stand out and say something against this while having a good time at the same time, and using our sidewalks for what we want to do. I don't know. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
No, I know.
I think it's entirely wrong. And this city has become more square and bland progressively with each new administration.
We are here, right? Not only taking back the land, but taking back our communities, right? Because this law, the sit-lie, will not only affect people in the hate, it will eventually give the chance for police to harass day laborers. It's gonna give them the chance to harass day laborers who what they're doing is just trying to make a living, right? They're looking for a job, and they usually have to stay in a corner and wait for work. So that's gonna criminalize them too, you know. So I see the connection.
Have you guys heard about the no sit-lie law? Can't hang out on the sidewalk anymore. I have ice cream. Talk to your friends.
It's totally whack.
It? No. It's crazy. Can you imagine San Francisco like that?
Where you can't hang out on the sidewalk?
Where you can't hang out on the sidewalk? Where you can't have a garage sale? Well, you can't just sit down and take it easy for a minute without being harassed by the police?
No.
You're going to start getting ticketed for that. I know. It doesn't make sense at all. Do you have an opinion about that?
Right. It's probably also to be able to ticket like all those people on Hate Street that kind of like hang around and panhandle.
And there's already laws in place for that. That's the thing. There's already laws against loitering. There's laws against violence, against all these things, against drinking, against harassment, against drinking out on the street. Now they're just not enforcing those laws. And so they're trying to pass this. Why? So historically speaking, if we look back to where this law actually got started, and you know why it's coming back, you know there are reasons, and I'd like to know really why and what's really going on, who's being targeted,
Yeah,
you know.
exactly. I mean, I can't imagine them just targeting like random residents of a neighborhood hanging out in front of their house. Like, I can't see that happening.
Well, when you pass a law, that should be across the board. Now, there's like, you can't drink and drive. It's not just for men. It's not just for women. It's not just for people in a certain age group, right? So, or a certain religion or culture, right? So you can't sit or lay on the sidewalk. That should be enforced on everyone. Now, if I'm sitting with my kids on the sidewalk having ice cream, for example, which we do quite often, and we love it and they enjoy it and they draw with chalk and stuff, and then they decide to stop the person next to me who's just hanging out there because they look different, because they're poor, because they couldn't afford that ice cream. Now there's something wrong here.
So it's not specifically written into the law the intent of who they're trying to target.
Correct.
Tonight, yeah, live it off the wall. Gotta lay that 9 to 5 up on the shelf and just enjoy yourself. Groove, let the madness in the music get to you. Life ain't so bad at all if you live it off the wall. Tonight, ow!
Yeah, thank you, Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson in the house. Next up we have a duet.
Look, there's chicken in there. Are you guys sitting or are you lying? Or are you doing photos?
I would be lying if I said that I wasn't sitting.
This is the way to protest right here.
Right here.
Ain't no protest?
I'm protesting with my commitment to leisure.
Hello, hey, while you can, hot tub on the sidewalk. If it's the right way to spend, please.
What's your name?
Morgan Sherwood.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, we're here with Morgan Sherwood. Well, this is I use propane and a little burner, and there's a copper coil inside there, and I'm using this 12-volt pump that's hooked up to that battery under there. Why don't you go unearth that? There's a battery under there. Yeah, right there, yeah. So I got a little battery, and the battery is making the pump and pumping the water from the hot tub through the copper coils, and it's heating it. And yeah, and on the roof I have a compressor that's making the bubbles.
Do you have anything that you want to say against the sit-lie proposition?
Oh, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's really fun that we're all out here on the sidewalk, and that it's great that idiots, that in power want to do these community building exercises for us and try to come up with these ordinances. But there's 0% possibility that this can ever go through. I mean, there's no chance that this will go through. I mean, I'm happy to contribute and stuff, but if they made this a law, I mean, they basically have declared they would be declaring war on every artist in San Francisco. They would be declaring war on culture. It's impossible. You could never get this thing to pass. Of that, I'm 100% certain. And if it did pass, in a way, it would be great because we'd have it repealed, and it would really galvanize the progressives and stuff. And I think that that's something that really needs to happen. In the meantime, before Chris Daly figures out how to galvanize the progressives, I'll be here in the hot tub on Army Street, with my commitment to leisure in response to the iron fist of clueless idiots who think that the way to solve homelessness is by making it a crime so that we could fill our jails and spend billions of dollars. It's ridiculous. It's not real. You guys are in no danger of this law passing. So just have fun, enjoy it. This is the B-roll stuff, so none of the audio is they're not gonna use the audio.
Well, I mean, everybody should stand up against this ridiculous law. Everybody should sit down, lie down, relax, enjoy the sidewalks.